Well, my Virgo friends, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for our reading today, our 2025 New Year's Tarot reading. Really appreciate you guys for being here. So as you can see, I've pre-popped this for your convenience, darlings, with the Osha Zen Tarot. We are going to be clarifying these cards with our Gilded Tarot Royale. And as always, please just stick around for your advice at the end, which we'll be getting with the Moonology deck and the Earth Magic Oracle, okay? As always, do keep in mind, Virgos, these messages are general. Not everything is going to resonate for everybody, so do only take what fits for your life and leave the rest behind, as you always hear. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus on these. Okay, so your main theme. Okay, your main theme for 2025 is the Creator in reverse. Maybe something has yet to be created. I do see rebirth here on the table. We have source energy, which is the Ace of Wands. Very potential. It's very likely to have a rebirth of self this year if you allow. The future opportunities is the source energy, but rebirth is coming in as an obstacle. So something here, it's kind of hard to achieve this year, if I'm being real honest with you. This is the King of Wands in reverse, the creation in reverse. Interesting. I'm also getting what is the opposite, right, of creation? It's destruction. So potentially for some of you, we do have fighting on the table. That's the Knight of Swords. Um, it's almost like what you've been fighting for in the past didn't create something, so you have to destroy it now, destroy the remnants of it, or it's just about creating something new. Could be with that rebirth of self energy. You know, you've got morality and mind as well. You got all fire and air. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. You got all fire and air. Potentially, you've been kind of going about this in the wrong way, I want to say. Maybe you've been going about something in the wrong way, or in the new year, you're about to realign that with this rebirth of self. Tell me more, please, spirits, angels, about the Creator in reverse. In order to create a new self, we must destroy the old. In order to reprogram the mind, we must um, reformat the brain, like get rid of the old programming, start anew. Something about rigid thinking here in the morality card. Okay, let's get into the same experience. Thank you. Spirit angels, guys. Tell me more about the theme for Virgos in 2025. I also feel like for some of you, something hasn't been working, and so thus we may need to destroy it, right? Thank you. Four of Wands could have something to do with a home, a family. Hold on. Potential invitations to functions in the year coming ahead for you, Virgo. Queen of Swords here in reverse. You have Queen of Swords twice. Now, we will clarify these cards further when we get to this category here, Virgo. This is how you deal with your upcoming obstacles. Your upcoming obstacle is rebirth. Ten of Swords, an ending, a rebirth of self, I want to say. But you've got this rigid mindset coming in. And I feel like that is what's blocking the creation energy. Or for others of you, you might reach for your sword in a more like vindictive way than you should this year. Try to lean against that energy. So you got a lot of fire and air, fire and air. Fire and air are masculine energies. That's a lot of like Um, sure, that's a lot of intelligence and passion, but it could also be a lot of anger. It could be a lot of fighting. It could be a lot of, I'm right, you're wrong. It has to be this way. Something about clearing up your mind's eye a bit. Something maybe even about going back to basics or becoming the student, allowing the student energy to penetrate. Thank you, Spirit. This is how you achieve your goals and dreams. Again, we'll get into clarifying this. It feels like a programming needs to leave, or we need to be allowed to be the student again, and lean into some form of compassion to create something solid and beautiful. Can I get one more on the theme? Others may be coming at you very harshly this year. Lean into self and self-love and this rebirth energy for comfort. Tell me more, please. Angels guides about the theme for Virgos. Queen of Swords in reverse. She's a little skewed in her thinking. She's bitter. She's very rigid. We have the Eight of Wands. Something about maybe communication styles here, or wands flying in at you. Definitely could be in the midst of a battle at some point this year, needing to stay true to your morality. Five of Pentacles in reverse, and stick to your word. Something about if you have to destroy something, if you have to lock someone out, don't take them back. Just because you hold compassion for them doesn't mean you have to be available to them. There it is. Thank you, Spirit. Something about not being available to someone. With the five, there's something changing. Also, not leaning into some form of victim mentality. There's something here that maybe is disappointing or was disappointing. Whoever it is that you're fighting with, whatever it is you were wanting to create last year, previous years, potentially with someone in particular. It feels like gosh, not taking them back is coming in so thick. It's really coming in so thick. But it doesn't mean you have to be rude or mean or go back to fighting with them. There's no reason to fight. We have to keep our morality in the situation and control ourselves this year. It's about doing things differently than you've ever done them. Now we're not leaning into what we lost out on. We're not leaning into what we lost time with or how it hurts our feelings now. We're leaning into the creation of something different. Departing energies from last year is the fighting. Bye-bye, Knight of Swords. Know it all, I heard. Know it all. This is a Taurus, or sorry. Woohoo! Sorry, Taurus. Sorry, Taurus cross watchers. This is an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. For some of you, Taurus just coming and peeking out. Could be dealing with a Taurus for some, okay? Tell me more about the departing energies. Departing energies, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Something wasn't solid, wasn't given all the effort it could give. Maybe it wasn't given enough time to really grow outside of a certain construct or constraint. It's like a constraining energy. Ooh. Devil in reverse. There's definitely a rebirth and a transcendence of self. The devil likes to take away your freedom of choice. Could be someone around you that we're given the boot to this year that was maybe some form of toxic. We're finally breaking away from someone's spell. While finally breaking away from a from a toxic cycle that kept us fighting for someone or fighting with someone. It was taking away our freedom of choice. This is breaking free. Breaking free from the devil in the new year. That's massive. You're transmuting something here as well from that. With this rebirth of self, I feel like you're really coming back into an alignment that you haven't had here, Virgo, for a really long time. The devil is enticing. It's instant gratification. It's Capricorn energy. Just says Capricorn energy. Oh, no cap. Also, no cap. No lying, no stretching the truth this year. Someone is likely to get caught up in that if they push their luck. Just stick to your morals. If you stick to your morals, you know what you do? You take away the freedom of the choice from the devil. I'm no longer the soul you want. I'm no longer the soul you can have. Whatever that means for you, love, okay? And that's departing. The devil's dying in your life this year. Devil is also addiction, affliction. It's things that keep us bound, trapped. Again, instant gratification, toxicity, manipulation. It's all leaving your aura. You should be very well adverse here to create. And I think maybe what gets in your way here, love, in the year and has in previous years is this energy of the mind and this energy of comparison to others. This very rigid thinking potentially that we've held on to. Queen of Swords in reverse. This is why a rebirth of self is needed. This is also maybe why we need to go back to the basics, go back to being the student, um, go back to our childhood, reanalyze your childhood for some, what you learned, the programming that you took in as a kid, what seeds did we plant? What let us allow the devil to come into our life in the first place? And where can we go to cut that motherfucker out now? That's what I'm getting. Comparison is the Five of Swords. But what I love about this is a talent you're going to be expressing here this year, Virgo. For some reason, now, no shade to this. It feels very heavy. It feels like this is very hard for you to do, to not compare yourself to others in some way. Some train of thought process or learned behavior. It's time to learn something new. Both of these energies are beautiful, the bamboo and the tree. They're both strong. They're both plants. They have a lot in common, but they also have a lot of differences. And they're both needed and they're both beautiful the way they are. So why the comparison, right? This is a talent that you're going to be expressing this year. Potentially your uniqueness without being forceful. This is a different way than you have operated in the past. There's something about being very gung-ho, very rigid in the past. Now we can have something new. I feel like feelings aren't involved here. There's no feminine, the feminine energy that I'm seeing here is very rigid, very stern, almost masculine, right? So something about leaning into the feminine, leaning into your heart space, love. We have 10 of Pentacles reversed. Tell me more. One more. One more. A talent that you'll be expressing this year. You give it no stop. Yeah, you used to put a lot into it. This is like a container you used to hold things, hold maybe grudges, hold things against yourself, hold things against others. This year, you have an opportunity, a talent you'll be expressing maybe even to yourself is not filling up the basket. Something about not keeping tabs, not keeping a score, not keeping stock of things, not keeping such a rigid thoughts like mindset. There's something about thinking outside of the box this year. Also, this year we don't rally against ourselves, and the devil isn't part of the equation. So you're safer, I think, this year than you believe you are. And part of what we're able to create is leaning into that we are safe energy or create safety for yourself of. You could be destroying this devil out of your life, and that's a beautiful thing, but it leaves you feeling almost maybe empty as well. Pulling out of that is a talent. Pulling out of this rebirthing self is difficult this year, but oh my God, it's going to be rewarding. And I feel that what's missing is the feeling, the emotion behind it. The emotion. We can't create without the portal. The feminine energy is the portal. So something about feeling it out, something about really listening to your emotions as well. Emotions can carry you outside the box, I want to say, for some of you. I don't know why that sounds like a bad thing, but it feels like a good thing. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Anyway, give me one more, please. Thank you. Okay, we got the Four of Cups reversed. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn showing up here. With that stock energy. Thank you, Spirit. No longer paying attention no longer putting in stock, no longer giving to what doesn't give back. And I feel like it's something that you haven't been noticing emotionally, playing in the background, an opportunity to notice something that you've been ignoring or something that is just not for some of you, you're so focused on the 3D, so focused on the devil and his needs and what he wants of you that you haven't been focusing on self. This is about self-love. This is about evolvement of self. And it comes from feminine energy and it comes from this new opportunity, source energy. This is the human spirit, the portal of human spirit, passion, this creation. There is like you will create a new self. This year, you will create a new self. The key is being patient and loving with yourself and others, of course, but this very rigid mindset or this very robotic, do the same thing and expect different results. That could be in the devil as well. Thank you, Spirit. Rallying and fighting against your own self, your own path. Here, your future opportunity, a new creation, source, energy, this spark. Oh my gosh, that's so many. This is going to be such a long reading. Okay, so just so we're going to tap on it real quick. Um, I am going to shuffle them back and get a more specific message because it's just too damn many. But we have Chariot, that's success, Cancerian energy. You got two tens and ending. Um, there's definitely a rebirth here. Something needs to be, this burden needs to be put down. This, maybe for some of you, this connection, others of you, this like programmed mind's eye, rallying against yourself, rigid sort of energy. That's the burden itself. It needs to be melted away. Something needs to be allowed to transmute here ultimately to create your happiness. I feel like for some of you, you've been inadvertently creating something that you wouldn't want to see in your life. There's like a resistance here. Okay, tell me more about source, please. Can I just get one card? I feel like these are taking forever. More about future opportunities for Virgos, please. You have an opportunity to ultimately be so happy. For some of you, you're fighting against destroying something that you've relied on for so long, but it's like it has a tower sort of feeling. I gotta be honest. It has a destruction for the greater good sort of feeling. It has like we've been standing on falsehoods or standing on rocky ground and maybe been unaware or just barely skirting by for some. You have the Knight of Swords here again, this time in reverse. For some of you, it's about going completely cold on someone, like stop talking to them. I almost want to say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. If you're no longer if there's a relationship in particular, especially with the devil, a relationship with the devil can be anything for you. It could be a poor relationship with work, food, addictions of any kind, whatever bad toxic relationship you have with the devil, right? That's what needs to be allowed to melt away. For some of you, it's like go cold on the devil, go cold turkey, like don't talk to him. You know what I mean? No longer dancing, no longer playing around. We have a King of Pentacles in reverse. Damn. Just this rigid thinking, this very stern. You have an opportunity here to birth something new, but King of Pentacles in reverse doesn't give the effort. He doesn't have the resources. This could be someone who is maybe selfish. I feel like for a lot of you, this is the devil person. This is something you're breaking away from. This is something you want to see destroyed. Or you know that maybe it needs to be destroyed. Maybe not for all of you. You will become aware. You will become aware of its destruction. I'm also getting something about a creation for money. Don't go with the creation for the money. What does that mean? Don't stay in a toxic relationship for the money, the stability of it, false sense of security. Also, don't take on a trade of some kind to make money if it's against your morals and your values and your integrity. That is coming in so strong here. Something about feeling as though we're at a lack. The devil will do that to you, baby. The devil will trick you into believing that you need to fight for resources, that you need to fight for your place in the world, that you need to compare yourself to others, that you need to put all your eggs in one basket and stay instead. It's out of fear. The devil loves to give us and feed us fear so that we keep going around in the same damn circle. Not this year. You have a choice, a future opportunity here to do something different than you've always done it. The King of Pentacles, normally a very stable, stern, rooted, grounded, predictable, reliable. He's never a lady. Da 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 da. Works hard, stays late every day. There's something about that, like a level of effort. You got to ask yourself also, are you passionate about the level of efforts that you've been giving? Like, are you passionate about what you've been giving your efforts to? You feel me? Um, yeah, you have a new opportunity to outgrow the physical world as well. Outgrow the predictable. Outgrow this cycle. It feels that you've been in this box that you've been in. You have a free reign this year to think differently. But I got to be honest, it's not easy. It is not easy. For some, this feels a little bit like shedding a skin you've had like your entire life for some of you that you've learned from childhood. Others of you, this is like behaviors that are so ingrained in you over the years. From this devil just beating you down, it's almost like they took away your spark, or you feel like the spark is gone within you, or you rely on the devil to provide something that you feel you can't do for yourself. No, not this year, baby. We change this all around, but it's difficult. This feels like it's shedding skin. Yeah, the rebirth of self. Do you see that? Oh, this is the Ten of Swords, right? But do you see the peaceful energy that's coming out of what was once really painful? Taming the beast. Tell me more about the upcoming obstacle of rebirth. This is your obstacle. Oh my gosh, does it have to be three every time? Nine of Wands reversed, Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. For some of you, it's just about taking slow and steady steps in the right direction, in the right vibration. But I'm just seeing, where's the love? Where's the heart? Where's the emotion in the situation? Maybe for some of you, it feels like it's already like gone completely silent, completely cold. And if that's the case in some case in your life, something that you've been trying to create in your life, maybe that itself is the indicator that it needs, instead of fighting against the universe, for example, maybe we need to just take the hint and allow the rebirth and the new path. So tell me more, please. One card would be great, just one card. Upcoming obstacles. Tell me more, please, Spirit, about rebirth. It feels like very uncomfortable, like you're outgrowing your skin, you're outgrowing this situation. Look what ended up at the bottom of the deck. So when we outgrow a situation, we've got to go. We've got to let the habit die. We've got to allow a transmutation, a transformation. We have the Five of Swords, that comparison energy. Slow and steady here, slow and steady. Half, I'm getting half, right? So we don't take giant leaps, we take slow and steady steps in this year towards a more lighthearted, fulfilled vibration. Again, I'm just waiting for any kind of love to show up, any kind of love card, any kind of love that doesn't have confusion, you know, on it, because I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of confusion. Five of Swords, knocked down, dragged out, war, battle, a battle zone of the mind, or a lot of mental anxiety, battling oneself for some, battling against someone, or battling against the rebirth. Thank you. That's why this is an obstacle. You're maybe in the upcoming year, you might be trying to fight it. have your cake and eat it too. For some of you, you want to keep the toxic relationship without it being toxic. You want to do something toxic that brings you a lot of money without being emotionally tied to it, like sex for money or something like that. Do take these messages again as they resonate um, for you, Virgo. Something that's really not good for your mental health, but it's almost like we're willing to dim our light for that, or we've been willing to do that in the past for some. Whatever that devil energy is for you, it affects your mind. It's going to be a difficult year for the mind. Definitely, and to break free of this cycle. And I'm telling you this so that you don't expect something different. Of course, don't just be like, oh, it's going to be a shitty year, da da da. No, no, no. This is about shedding a skin. And that is rough and tough and gruff and sometimes painful, but it aligns to so much better. We just have to accept an ending. We have to accept that it's time to rebirth the way we think, what we've been putting our efforts into, maybe in this energy of where we want to, like something about the resources or the person we're around. You know what I mean? It's gonna be different for everyone. But there's something that's been tearing you down mentally. It's time to shed those old, shed half of your skin. That's what it feels like, and keep the loving part of you. But I feel like for some of you, the devil has gotten in between you and your emotions, your heart, your psychic awareness, maybe gotten in the way of you feeling just good about where you are and who you are. There's maybe been a lot of abuse or manipulation here. The saga continues unless you wield your sword to say no more. No more. How to deal with the upcoming obstacle of this being really uncomfortable, maybe some slipping of the mind, just a lot of confusion. This like fighting energy. See, some of you are willing to sacrifice your morality or integrity. Others of you, this what you think is moral, what you think is right, or just what you think. It's a very narrow box. The rebel here in reverse. Now, this is the emperor. But the rebel is a trailblazer, an entrepreneur. He rises above, he does what he has to do, and he creates beauty from it. Like it is from his hard work. It's from his I never give up, never surrender. There's something you really got to push through that I feel um part of you doesn't want to. For some of you, part of you doesn't want to. Tell me more, please, spirits, angels, guides. How? How to deal with this upcoming obstacle. Sticking true to your morality here. Rebel in reverse. Rebel in reverse. Why do I feel like for some of you you're being called to with this like doing something different than you're used to and changing something about yourself that helps it grow easier, like you might be stifling your own personal growth you've been over these years with this comparison energy, not realizing the true beauties of self. There's something about rising out of that now, and it doesn't feel right because it's not what you've learned. Something about there's this rebel inside of you that wants to break free from that narrow-minded box. You're like, nope, that's the key. It does feel really, really uncomfortable. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Harnessing the fire within without burning yourself is part of this. Nine of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So something about that victim mentality coming back. For some of you, you've inadvertently created what you didn't want to see, or you've put up these walls that has to melt this year. Those walls have to melt. The walls of the box that you've put yourself in, you need to bust out of that. You also maybe need to bust out of what is expected of you, even by you. Thank you, Spirit. Stop beating yourself up. There's something about you're beating yourself up, baby. And you're too good for that train of thinking. And you should be more loyal and self-loving. Like you should be more loyal to self. Loyal to where's your self-love? Oh, I feel so sad right now. I'm seeing a lot of difficulty this year in shedding your skin, shedding the devil, shedding these old trains of thinking, this rebirth of self. You're very likely to like not want to do it or stop yourself from doing it. How you achieve your goals and dreams. I feel it's important that you do it. And it's important also something about the ego. We can't always be the teacher. Sometimes we have to swallow our pride and be the student or go back to being the student. We all play those, thank you, Sarah. We all play those energies. We are all the student. We are all the teacher, all at once, all the time. We are all source. I'm source. You're source. You're not just a God. You're a God. I'm God. Something about tapping in your inner power, busting through the constructs of your mind to tap into your inner power. But it's about relearning something or learning something new. Thank you, sir. Death card in reverse, scorpionic energy. Well, at least a water sign shows up. Okay, at least a water sign shows up. Oh my God. I just felt like an overflood of emotion. Finally. Finally, a connection to that self-love. There you go, baby. This is how you achieve your goals. What we've been talking about. Exactly what we've been talking about. There's a transmutation of energy, a transformation of self that maybe you've been rallying against, right? In some sort of frame or fashion. Um, some sort of rebirth of your situation as well. This breaking free of the devil. We got to walk away from that. We got to chalk it up to that devil has died in our lives already. Okay? We have to really feel it out this year. More feeling and less thinking, babe. More feeling and less thinking this year to achieve your goals. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How do you receive what you're supposed to get, what you're supposed to create? How are you supposed to get what you're supposed to receive? Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, Virgos. My mind is going a million miles a minute. How are you supposed to get and create what you're actually supposed to receive here out of life, out of the situation, if there's no birth canal, if there's no feminine energy, if there's no heart and there's no feeling, if it's all mind, if it's all fire, it's all go, 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 and there's no sitting back to receive it. Spirit is saying sit back and receive it. Heart over mind this year. Heart over mind to create a better life. Also, love of self over love of the devil. Yes, to create a better life here. To create what you've been wanting to see in your life. Let's get your advice here, Virgos. If you're still with me, loves, if you're enjoying the reading, if you're finding this information informative, please like, share, comment, subscribe if you've had. I really appreciate your support, you guys. Anything you're willing to do really helps the channel to grow. I can help see Gaia nurturing very motherly energy. For some of you, there's a mother wound that's coming through, or a father-mother wound, a childhood memory, or something of that nature. For some of us, we've got to love ourselves now. Maybe they're not around or they can't provide something to us. It's now up to the inner self. You can be your own mom. You could be your own mother here. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new beginning. New year, new you. No more putting so much stock in comparison and what other people think, in what the devil's trying to lure you to, into the enticements of the physical world. No more getting stuck trying to see something, fighting for something, fighting against something. Nope. Love yourself too much to play that game. And that creates a rebirth as well. Leaning into your feminine side, leaning into your compassion, something about compassion and stillness. The feminine energy is the stillness. It's the incubator, right? It takes forever. It's dark in there. It takes forever. And just as I say that, we have radiance coming through. That's a lot. See what we have for your advice here. Dragonfly emergence. A new you is wanting to come through. I feel a lot of emotion. She's in the waters, right? I feel like a lot of emotion that you haven't been wanting to feel. Maybe you've been emerged in something else. And really, what we have to do is emerge ourselves in what we feel. Like, if we feel so uncomfortable in this pattern, if we feel so uncomfortable with this devil energy, why do we keep feeding it? We can feed self, we can feed other ideas. There's some breakthrough that wants to come emerge for you. And there's a lot of time. There's an incubation period here. So it's not going to be quick. It feels slow and steady. Love, compassion at the bottom of the deck. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. Something about obviously your ancestors with ancient healing wisdom, shaman, this feels very ancestral. You could be many of a witch, many of a shaman, many of a healer in your family. You have passed knowledge down. You have been the teacher. But I also feel now it's time to allow the inner wisdom to come through from your ancestors. We have to be the student sometimes. There's so much more to learn. There's so much more to learn that wants to break through into your reality. Love yourself as you go through it. Because I'm being very drawn to the healing aspect. You do need healing, or you will need healing. That requires a stillness. You can find that stillness in nature. You can find that in your heart space. And you can, over time, after feeling all that you have to feel, purging out any emotion that's negative, anything that's been created that hasn't worked, any residuals, right? Purging out any residuals, you can be left with a clean slate and you can learn new. You can show new skin. Tree grounding. Love, compassion. Again, that's where we're ending for this deck. We're going to get your moonology advice here. Tree grounding. That is your earth energy. Grounding is really going to help you this year because it feels like for some of you this emergence is what this new birth of self, it first needs to take root. So something about the roots, potentially your ancestral roots, right? Wanting to come through for you to guide you to a better light, a new self, a new rebirth, a creation. But there's something here that really needs to solidify first. And it feels like in this energy of confusion and the fighting with the devil and maybe avoiding feeling those feelings and going more with the programming or what is expected of us, it's taking you out of your roots, or it's knocking down your tree, right? And so we need to be grounded and stern of self, stern in self-love, in self-character. You know who you are. You know where you came from, Virgo, and you know what you want to see in your life. And you know what's going to get you there. And I feel like part of you knows deep down inside that where you've been is not where you want to be, or what you've been entertaining, or what you're maybe about to entertain this year isn't what will work for you. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. When you're confused, feel it out before making any major decisions. But if you've known for a long time that a decision needs to be made, but you've been fighting yourself on it, it's looking like it's very recommended just to do that. Just to do that, feel that very uncomfortable feeling because it's more about love of self than it is anything. Okay? All right. I'm talking too long. Okay, advice for my Virgos for 2025. Advice for my Virgos. What else do we have? Believe in the impossible. Blue moon, something about blue, the color blue, is throat chakra energy, maybe about the way you've been communicating with someone or vocalizing your opinions and your thoughts lately. We have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So there is some sort of big, giant picture that we're supposed to look at here, Virgo, about the self. The self, your soul's mission, your path, spirit within you. Are you following your spirit, love? Your real, honest to goodness heart, you know? This has like follow your heart written on it. Excuse me. Advice. Can I get two more for Virgos? What was that? Your commitment is being tested. Wanted to come out. I'm getting commitment to self there. Commitment to self over commitment to others for some. We have a whole bunch of crazy, and then we have this guy. A new start is coming, new moon, but it's in the reverse. So it's very much about choice. It's very much about desire to go in a new direction. A rebirth, a new start coming if you choose, if you allow, but you can very easily see, we have look at the bigger picture, and we've been talking about that Queen of Swords in this very narrow-minded box, right? A new start can come for you, but only if you get out of the box and really allow. We have emotions are running high. It too is in reverse. I feel like you've been afraid to feel something. It too has been stifling your creation. Or because you care so deeply about something, you've been perpetuating something, or you think it makes you feel good when it really doesn't, potentially for some, and it's causing something that needs to be destroyed. It's been perpetuated. Now we have a chance to destroy that which needs to go. Okay, confidence is your key to success here, new moon in Leo. And we have a personal issue reaches a conclusion, full moon in Cancer. Queen of Cups is Cancer for me, can be Scorpio or Pisces as well. Cancer is very emotional, very intuitive, um, very loving, very, very loving. So something here, personal issue gets capped off this year. Something you've been battling with for, I want to say, a long time can come to a resolution and a conclusion this year. But you can emerge a new self. But you can also stay very stuck where you've been, dancing here between this tightrope of the mind or this tightrope of a situation. Dancing with the devil, comparing yourself to others. It could be a mindset or it could be a very physical thing, right? Could be this person for some that you've been fighting with. But whatever that devil energy is for you, love, I feel like you've been maybe avoiding feeling the feelings that are required to feel gets you away from the devil, right? You have a choice to solidify yourself and ground yourself in something new, but roots take a long time. Roots take a long time, so be patient with yourself. Love yourself through it. And I mean, I almost wanted to say it's like cliche, remain positive, trust the process, but it literally is like a future opportunity of source energy, a spark, a creation, a brand new coming in here, a womb, an incubator, a new place to begin to ground these roots. And it's up to you if you want to move towards that energy or if you want to stay in what has been comfortable when it's not comfortable. You feel me? Comfortable only because it's expected, even though it's not comfortable because it offers no actual love. You feel me? All right, you guys. I love you. I hope that helps. I hope it helps you gain clarity until I see you next time. Virgo, have the best 2025. I know you got this. I know you can transmute all of this energy. Remember, it's about a rebirth of self. It's about shedding the skin, and that takes feeling rather than thought, but it also takes an understanding that it's uncomfortable. You're outgrowing something, and as uncomfortable it is to accept it as well, there's also an acceptance that wants to come through of the fact that you've outgrown this already, okay? Time to take new root for your greatest good. Okay, love, I could keep going on a little chatterbox. Anyways, I love you so much, and I really hope this helps you gain clarity. And remember, all of this is a choice. You can get anything you want out of this and take this anywhere you want, Virgo. So very much about you and what you do with this information, and what you choose to utilize from it, right? And birth from that. So I hope that you choose yourself. Hope you choose love as I love you. And as always, I just wish the best for you, Virgos. Until I see you next time. Mwah. Peace, love, and light to you always, my friends.